Well, good afternoon and welcome to the campus of Case Western Reserve University, DiSanto Field. Michael Goldberg here along with my best color man in the business, President Eric Kaler. Eric, what a beautiful day to watch women's soccer.
Michael, you could not ask for a better day to be outside playing a game of any kind, but it's a great day for soccer, blue sky, beautiful sunny day.
So 80 degrees, and for those who haven't been down to our campus as the referees get ready, maybe Eric, set the scene here. We're surrounded by dorms. Students are out. It's just a gorgeous place to watch soccer and football on the weekends.
It is a really pretty place. These buildings in front of us are the North Residential Village. That's where primarily juniors and seniors live, and some of them have a terrific view of the field. They get to watch the game whether they really want to or not.
So the women's soccer team taking the field. Case Western Reserve University off to a good start. 4 wins, 0 losses, and 2 ties to open up the season. And they're taking on their neighbors to the south from Capital University, Eric.
Capital University, I had to look it up. It's in Brixley, Ohio, near Columbus. About 3,000 students, a small liberal arts college. And it's actually been affiliated with Lutheran Church for all of its history. It's about 200 years old, just as we are, and is the oldest and largest Lutheran-affiliated college in the country.
So the referees are out there. Today's referees are Tim Dickey and the assistant referee Mark Martin and Cynthia Miko. Case Western Reserve University. In the goal is Maggie Storty, the reigning UAA Player of the Week. Maggie is back for her 5th year as a graduate. And Eric, what does it mean to have senior leadership like Maggie back for the Spartans in the net this year?
You know, it's really just terrific. We've seen it most significantly, I think, in our men's basketball program. But being able to have players with those years of experience really is incredibly helpful for the young players and role models for the newest members of the team. Very powerful force.
Maggie pre-med and back for a graduate year before she heads off to medical school as Capital starts with the ball. It's Ogden passes it over on the right wing, and it's quickly intercepted by Case. It's a 50-50 ball at the midfield and corralled by Capital. Ogden with it on the wing. Now at midfield to Duff. Nice honoring the seniors for the Spartans before the game, Eric, on the field, which was always a nice ceremony as all their parents were here, and even a dog.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time we had a dog on DiSanto Field, but we had one this afternoon, and he was well behaved, so all's well that ends well.
So Molly Shama kicks it up, and it is taken away by Capital. Good 50-50 ball in the middle of the field. Kinsley Gutman, a freshman first-year student who's playing this year in the action from Washington, D.C. The ball's knocked out of bounds by Pittsburgh. Throws it down to Sidney Shanks. Sidney hits it with the left foot. It's taken away by Capital at the midfield. And that's Byers with the ball. Byers plays it upfield, but taken away. Jashuris has it knocked away, and now Capital battle for it. Could have been a handball. No whistle there by the referee. And Gutman gets it upfield.
That was a nice little drive by Capital. They've played pretty well here in the very early minutes.
Case with the ball, knocked up to Pino with it. CC DePino's father, I notice, is quite a photographer, taking a lot of the pictures from their recent trip out west in which they won a game and tied one. Alexis Sassauer looking for help. She finds it. Rischel comes up, and that gets it into the net area, but that is easily corralled by Liv Alford, the goaltender. Alford is a junior out of Dublin, Ohio, in the Columbus area. Chasurov's back to Gutman. Now worked over to Rischel. Rischel with the right foot on it, looking for DePino, but played well by Capital, who intercepts it. So not much offense on either end, knocked out of bounds by Rischel. So Eric, some of the seniors here, as you know, were part of that team that went all the way to the national championship game where they were unfortunately knocked out by Johns Hopkins. But women's soccer has been quite exciting sport here for the last few years.
Well,
going
and,
to the tournament.
we have a proud history too. It's been a very good program for many years, and certainly that run to the national championship game 2 years ago was pretty spectacular. I remember we watched the final game. I think that they played here, Michael, and they were down. I think 4-0, if my memory holds correctly.
I think it was 3-0 in one of the. I think it was the quarterfinal game before they went to Virginia. Yeah, it was an amazing.
It was an amazing comeback, and I think we scored more goals against that team that game than they'd had given up all year. So it's a good program. Relatively new coach now, and she seems to be doing well.
Yeah, so Alyssa Johnson in her first season, just moved to the area and off to a good start so far. Maggie Storty will play it in. Eric, last year and coming to some of the games and broadcasting with you, when after that national championship run, losing Annika Washburn and some of the offensive weapons, they were really trying to find themselves on offense. Seems like this year, beginning to sort of, with some experience, folks are a little bit better offensive performance, but last year very strong defense, but struggled a bit on offense.
Yeah.
Nice takeaway by Mueller. Plays it up ahead to DePino. DePino looking in the middle of the field is going to play it on the wing. And there's a good ball in the center of the field. It goes over everyone and knocked out of bounds, and that'll be a corner kick. So that was Case Western Reserve putting the ball into the box, but they'll have a corner kick.
Referees are letting them play. There's plenty of contact for sure, particularly back there in midfield. Both players went to the ground.
Sassower will play it in. Sassower, the leading scorer for the Spartans. Good boot in the center of the field, looking to get ahead on it. Knocked out away by Byers, has it, and a good feed upfield as she gets it to Rachel Austin. Austin fighting for it against Rischel, and it's going to be Case Western Reserve taking the possession. So this is the end, Eric, of sort of the grad transfer sort of COVID eligibility. I mean, you mentioned sort of Maggie and some of the baseball players being able to have that extra year because of COVID. How do you think things will change sort of moving forward now that that sort of COVID eligibility is over?
Well, it is interesting, right? Because there's only so many slots in a team or in a conference or even in a division. And so the younger players that have had to wait another year to start or even to play will get more opportunities. But it certainly was very powerful, and I think actually quite a fair thing the NCAA did to allow that extra year of eligibility for the lost season of 2020-2021.
So Rischel plays it back, has it on the wing. Bannock plays it across to Shuras. Kat to Shuras. Good fight by Abby in the middle. DePino tries to get a body on it, but now it plays back to the defenders. Bannock with the ball on the wing. Oh, nice move there on the wing by Molly Shama. Shama looking for help, and it gets in the center, and it's hit on goal by Sid Shank, but it's corralled by the goalkeeper. So on paper, Case Western Reserve ranked 16th in the country. Capital not ranked. Case Western should have the advantage, but so far it's been pretty evenly played.
Very even back and forth. They're loosened up a little bit now, covering more ground. Here's a nice drive.
Shama with the ball into the box, looking for help, and it's knocked out of bounds, and that'll be a second corner kick of the afternoon for the Spartans.
Corner kicks are beautiful plays. If that ball can get to bend, it's very exciting to see.
So the Spartans this year, this is their 40th corner kick. Their opponents have had 13, so they've dominated. Good ball in.
There we go.
It's knocked around, and it's off the post for the Spartans. Gutman came up from defense and had a great opportunity, but it went off the post the crossbar, and now Katie Rischel will throw it in. So good opportunity there for the Spartans. Abby Meneses has it, and it goes off her body, and it's going to be a throw in. Referee's going to signal that's going to be capital ball. So, Eric, good offensive chance there for the Spartans.
That was a beautiful corner kick and really very well played. But, you know, that goal's not as big as it looks sometimes, right off the crossbar.
Throw in for Leonetti. Good fight there by Shama, who gets it upfield to Sydney Schenk. Sydney hits it in the middle, and it's taken away by Capital. Abby gets it and hits it upfield. And they're going to play it back to their goalkeeper, Alford. Liv Alford kicks it up. Capital corrals it at midfield. That's Byers, and the ball goes to Maggie Storty, who hasn't had any action back there. Plays it off her foot. 35 minutes to go in the first half. No score here at a beautiful day in Cleveland, Ohio at DiSanto Field. Gutman looking for help. Finds it to Kat on the left-hand side, to Sydney Schenk in the middle of the field. And now Capital with a little bit of a run here as their defender comes up. That's Bella Leonetti, taken away by Katie Rischel, back to Maggie, and Maggie's going to just kick it out of bounds.
Nice safe play. You really don't like to see the goalkeeper that far out of the goal, at least I don't, but all's well.
And there's a shot towards the goal, but well out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick. So another year on campus, a couple new buildings. As we look at these dorms, Eric, we opened some new dorms on campus. Any?
Yeah, we opened 2 new residence halls, which is the modern name for dorm.
Sorry.
Yeah, there you go. And beautiful new spaces, 600 new beds, really terrific, and nice historical names. The first African American graduate of what was then Western Reserve College, and the first woman to earn a PhD in the sciences from Western Reserve as well. So terrific recognition of our history.
Spartans with the ball. It's Abby Meneses, and it's knocked out of bounds. It'll say Spartan ball. To throw in, challenged by Sid. Katie Rischel's there. Capital takes the ball. It's Taylor Duff. And a good fight there, stolen by DePino, puts it into the box, but the goalkeeper's there for Capital. Another good chance by the Spartans, unable to convert. And Mueller knocks it out of bounds.
You can feel the game shift a little bit, I think. We're playing much more on our end, our offensive end of the field, and shifting and keep getting these chances. It feels like they'll score pretty soon.
And Kat will throw the ball in for the Spartans, looking for Sydney Schenk. Got to see Sydney's parents before the game. Eric, I know you and Karen have a little interest in pickleball. Sydney's an active member of the Case Western Reserve Pickleball Club. We're actually in the tournament together. My wife and I were playing. Unfortunately, we didn't get to play against Sydney and her partner, which is probably good for Stacy and I because Sydney's quite good at pickleball.
Yeah, I think there would have been some disadvantage there for you guys, as terrific an athlete as your wife is.
Exactly. So the Spartans with a throw-in. Throw into Sid. Sid gets it back. It's inside. Molly puts a foot on it. It's still in the center, and it's cleared out by Capital. So the Spartans will have to reset as Gutman chases it down. Gutman with a ball down the side, but it goes out of bounds. It'll be a Capital throw-in. So Capital 2-4 on the year. Lost to Denison, Hanover, Ohio Wesleyan to start their season before defeating Hope. Lost to Trine and beat Kenyon most recently before today's game. And Spartans with another chance for a corner kick. Alexis Sassauer will put it in play. Short kick to Sydney. Back to Sassauer. Put some air under it. Looking for help, and it's knocked out by Capital. It's Gutman with the ball. Or that's, I'm sorry, Kaylee Bannock. Bannock with a good foot. It's inside the box. And there's a shot, and it's over the goal. Mackenzie Mueller put her foot on it. Mueller off to a good start this year with 1 goal so far and 2 assists, 4 points overall in 5 games.
Yeah, just barely over the crossbar there, maybe a foot, but, that's 2 near misses.
So Meneses has the ball, kicks it up. Sydney's going to make a run for it, but it's she's out of the box, the goalkeeper. The referee doesn't make a call. So, and a nice play there by Cat, who came up to knock it away. Young defensive back for the Spartans, Anaya Hartzler, who was on the team and is actually an assistant coach this year, graduated. But a lot of those younger players got experience last year. Gutman with good defense there, but Capital with the throw. Eric, there's a few other big projects on campus. The renovation of the old Adelbert Gym. How's that going?
That's in progress. We've got a new set of architectural drawings that we think are better and more efficient. There's some dead space. Those of you familiar with our campus might know there's a little passageway, let's call it, that we're going to enclose, make some nice transition space. It's going to be nice when we get it done.
Nice play by Molly Shama, and the ball gets back to Rischel, to Gutman. Gutman looking for help and has it on the left side to Cat. Cat looking upfield. Ball's taken away. So Spartans have had a couple chances, but still a pretty even game. Back to Maggie. Maggie Storty back for that graduate year as the all-time leader in wins and saves for the Spartans. Former intern at the Veal Institute for Entrepreneurship, so I know her very well. Just a great presence on campus, leader and student athlete, and going to be heading to med school at some point after her Spartan education.
Yeah, terrific combination. Bachelor's degree in nutritional biochemistry and metabolism, and she's going to pick up a master's of public health nutrition at the end of this year. So she'll be very well prepared for a career in medicine.
Good play there by Kendra Kovacs, who's come up from defense, and here comes Capital the other way as they make a run. Kovacs still with the ball, puts it in the middle, and a nice defensive play there by Gutman, and got out of danger by Abby Meneses. But a nice run there by Kendra Kovacs. Kovacs is a first-year defender out of Troy, Ohio. Eric, I think you noted that the entire Capital team is from Ohio, unlike the Spartans, where we draw from all over the country and actually the world.
Yeah, it is. It's quite different as running our eye down. We've got at least 15 states, feels like, represented here.
Cece DePino, who's actually from the Columbus area, with a nice play. Gets it to Sydney, and her touch goes awry. Sid tries to challenge, but the ball is kept by Ryan Michael. Spartans get it back. Nice left foot by Gutman, and here's a challenge by the Spartans. Down on the other end. Oh, and a good play there, but still Case has it in the middle to Molly. Oh, and she gets it off the right foot. Oh, tough break there by Molly Shama as the Spartans had a chance. Good run there.
That was a great run, a good opportunity, and part of the vicissitudes of the sport, right? That ball comes to your wrong side. It's hard to get back.
So 26 minutes to go in the first half. No score so far. Alford kicks it to her teammate, to Michael, to Kovacs. Here comes Capital with the ball. As they get it out to the wing. Oh, and a good challenge by Abby Meneses. As Capital plays it down, Gutman sticks a boot in there and gets it away. Back to Capital. Kovacs with it. Back to Abby English. Finds help. On the wing to Leonetti. Leonetti gets it to Grace Estes. Estes makes a move, puts it on goal, and Maggie Storty has to put some paws on it for her first save of the game.
And a good save it was, because the other Capital player was right on top of that ball, number 7.
I think one of the hard things for Maggie is often because the Spartan defense is so dominant, she often won't have a lot of shots on goal, so it's a matter of staying alert. But in her 5th year as the Spartan, she has so much experience back there. And there's upfield. Sydney Schenk has it. And Sydney is unable to corral it as Capital takes it away. So the Spartans have had some chances, and Capital just had a chance, but still 0-0 here. As Gutman gets it upfield, but still 50-50 ball here at midfield.
There we go.
And a
Got
nice
a line
play.
over
There's
here.
DePino. CC DePino with the ball. Oh, and a little bit of a miscommunication between her and Molly Shama as Capital retains it over Rischel's head. And a nice little forearm shiver there from Kaylee Bannock.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, they do let them play. Quite a physical game.
Capital fans did not like that.
No.
Looks like it's going to be a free kick for Capital. So Columbus just 2 hours away here from Cleveland. Perhaps better known for the Ohio State University, your old rival from the University of Minnesota. The ball is played inside, kicked out by Bannock. Rischel's fighting for it for the Spartans. And a nice play by Katie Rischel to kick it out of bounds.
Okay, there's a whistle.
So Katie Rischel, when she gets on the field, according to Sydney Schenk, they call her Striker Rish because she likes to play the ball upfield as a striker. She's a nutritional biochemistry and metabolism major. CC DePino with the ball, and that is knocked out of bounds. There's a whistle. And here come some substitutions. First substitutions for the game. Sydney Schenk will check out. Also, Mackenzie Mueller will check out, and Molly Shama will check out. So now checking in for the Spartans are Carolyn Kutris is in the game. Carol's a senior out of Redondo Beach, California. I didn't see. This is going to be a timeout on the field. So Eric, you guys did some traveling this summer. I know some work and some pleasure. You and Karen travel about as much as anybody I know. Any exciting stories from your journeys that you want to share with our?
Certainly, we just love Africa. We've been to Africa several times, and this summer we went with a group of CWRU folks, and we went to Botswana and Namibia. just fascinating. Beautiful countryside, beautiful people, and it's far enough away that you actually feel like you get a real break.
Yeah. Know that there were a number. One of our former Case Western University, I guess, interim president, Scott Cowan, traveled with you, who we have back teaching courses at Weatherhead again, which has just been awesome. So I know there was a number of our leaders, board leaders, and other leaders that came with you, which is great. Must be nice in some ways to sort of be outside of campus and the community and really getting to talk about things in a different setting.
It was very relaxing, very meaningful trip, and it's good that you've got Scott back in the harness. I know he really loves interacting with the students, and his leadership seminars are very meaningful and impactful.
I mean, I think as perhaps not all our listeners know, Scott Cowan, who was our dean of the Weatherhead School of Management before becoming the president at Tulane University, and stewarded Tulane through Katrina and the rebuilding of New Orleans, and just having him back as a board member and faculty member here, and just cares so deeply about Case Western Reserve University and Weatherhead. So it's just great to have him on campus.
No, he's a great citizen of Cleveland. Made a huge impact when he was here as dean, and to have him back and have him be able to serve as the interim president after Barbara Schneider went to Washington and before I came, just very helpful. It's an important part of the community to have people like him.
So we have some changes. Carolyn Couturis is in. Number 7, and we'll announce some of our other changes as we have them. There's a throw downfield. So that's looks like number 33, Allie Shellhouse, a first-year student out of Springboro, Ohio. Just checking into the game.
And number 38 is in, Abby Welker, freshman from Arlington, Virginia.
This cat puts it in the middle, knocked away by DePino. So Capital threatening here. DePino knocks it away to Welker. Played in the middle to CeCe DePino. She's got Katie Rischel. This is that attack mode that she likes to go into as she plays it on the side to Carol. Carol Couturis with a nice ball, but it goes over everyone's head. As Sassauer trying to chase it down. Back to Cat at defense as the Spartans looking to put something on goal. Sassauer has it in the middle of the field and knocked campus.
He was an absolutely great leader, terrific academic career, was really a pioneer in optical methods and created what became the Wyatt College for optics at University of Arizona in Tucson. He was also an entrepreneur, 2 very successful companies, and an incredibly generous donor to the university, very effective.
Looking for help. And that ball is knocked away. Out of bounds. So let's see with 17 minutes to go here if Case can put something together with a little offensive creativity. As Capital with the ball.
That back line of the Capital defense has played very well the last 10 or 15 minutes.
Pushing call against Carolyn Couturis. So a little bit about Carol. She broke her nose her sophomore year and wore a face mask the whole season, according to Sydney Schenk. And here's a free kick for Capital. Ball is knocked away. Capital retains it. Good there fight by Abby Welker. And it goes out of bounds, and that'll be a Capital throw-in. So young team, and the substitutes pay off for the Spartans' first goal. Carolyn knocks it off a cap. Just 3 minutes to go in the first half. Case Western Reserve University 1 and Capital University 0. Alford kicks it up in the air. CC tries to get ahead on it. It's right at midfield. Could have been a handball, but no call. CC with the ball, and it's taken away by Capital. Katie Rischel gets a foot into it, and that's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Spartan ball. Katie with the throw. Welker fighting for it. And Capital's going to come away with it, and Katie looks like it should be Case ball, and it is. Good defense there by Katie Rischel.
I don't know how she did that. That was a magnificent takeaway and knock out of bounds.
And a nice ball upfield. Welker has it. Taken away by the Capital defender. Good play by Marina Morris. So throw in from Katie. Just 2 minutes to go in the first half. Katie's throw is knocked away. The Spartans try to keep it in. Bannock with the ball back to Gutman. Gutman looking for help on the wing to Peyton Kyle. Kyle with it to Gutman. To Kat on the wing as she makes a nice move. Still with the ball. Looking for help. Puts it in the middle of the field. Knocked away. Chased down by CC. Oh, and a good steal on the wing by Taylor Brackett. Been super active, Brackett, with her first collegiate goal. And here comes Capital the other way. It's a 2-on-5 for Capital as Case is back. Gutman can't save it, so it's going to be Capital throw. Spartans playing with a bit more energy than Capital.
Yeah, you have the feeling Capital would just be really happy to hear the whistle and go into halftime and regroup a little bit.
There's a ball. DePino plays it, but knocks it out of bounds. Under a minute to go here in the first half. 42 seconds to go. As Capital puts it in the middle. It's inside the box. Still with it. Knocked away by Katie Rischel, and now DePino. Very dangerous, Eric.
That was a little bit too close, that's for sure, but they cleared it out of bounds, and again, we're down to just a few seconds left.
Spartan throw in, look for them to just try to get out of here with the 1-goal lead as the ball goes back, and there's a call on that. Unclear, just 10 seconds left as Capital puts it in the center of the box, and Maggie's going to chase it down and fall on it, and that'll do it for the first half. So the Spartans get on the board as Taylor Brackett, a first-year student, gets an assist from Abby Welker, a first-year student, and the Spartans are up 1-0. So we'll take a break here from DiSanto Field. Michael Goldberg and Eric Kaler, and we'll be back for your second half of action here on the campus of Case Western Reserve University. Welcome back to DiSanto Field on the campus of Case Western Reserve University. Michael Goldberg and President Eric Kaler here as we head to the second half. Spartans on top, 1-0. And Eric, any thoughts as the Spartans look like they're put their starters back in as they things that they could be improving upon or looking to do here in the second half?
Well, the offense struggled in the first half for the Spartans, and I think part of that was that in the middle part of the first half, the Capital defense, particularly the back line, was very strong. So we'll see if they can get the offensive rhythm going here in the second half.
So the Spartans starting with the ball. Cat with a throw in, looking for Sid Shank downfield, and Molly Shama fighting for it, but Capital with the ball. CC DePino has it in the middle of the field. CC to Sassower, but taken away by Taylor Duff. Abby Meneses comes up. CC has it. CC puts a foot on it, and it's a weak shot on goal, and it's corralled by Liv Alford. We did get some stats handed to us. So in the first half, Alford has had 2 saves, 1 goal against. As the shots on goal, Spartans had 7 and Capital had 4, Eric.
Yeah, that's about how the game felt, particularly once the Spartans subs got going and we scored that goal, that you could feel the momentum really shift for us in that second part. But again, as I said, in the middle of the first half, Capital was certainly...
Oh, Sydney Shank with a pass to Molly, and it's knocked away.
Good play by those defenders.
So Sydney Shank, a Veal Snyder Fellow, named after Barbara Snyder, who, Eric, I think you're going to see next week, of our former president, now head of the Association of American Universities. Sid is a senior, and I have to give a shout out. I know her grandmother is listening. I want to say hi to Busia, who's watching the game. It's good to see all the Shanks here celebrating with Sydney on Senior Day. So shout out to you, Busia. It's knocked down, and Capital will have possession as it is Rachel Austin, the leading scorer for Capital, gets fouled. Kovacs with the ball. And back to Taylor Markham, who will take it. So Capital looking to create some offense here, Eric. CC gets a head on it as Molly Shama tries to chase it down. Kovacs with it. On the wing. Sassower playing back for the Spartans. Oh, and a nice defensive play by Katie Rischel. Capital gets it in, and that's knocked out by Bannock. Estes with it on the wing to Rachel Austin, and Austin just knocks it out of bounds. So Spartans will have a goal kick.
We talked earlier about the Capital players all being good Ohio women, and our players coming from across the country. It's interesting. The half we looked through, and 4 players were on teams at Kaufman High School in Dublin, Ohio, and 3 players who were teammates at Lincoln High School in Gahanna, Ohio, both in the Columbus area. So a lot of opportunities for families to watch these players play.
When you did say, oh, here goes CC DePino on the move. DePino getting past defenders, puts a shot on goal, knocked away, retains possession, and is knocked down, and there's a whistle. I was just going to say, Eric, when we were talking about some of those great stats that were assembled at halftime, when you use the word we, that would be Karen Kaler, the best stats assistant in the business, who's right up here noticing that. And there's going to be perhaps a card given, a yellow card. I don't don't know if that was on the play or maybe something that the Capital player said afterwards, but the first yellow card of the contest is given today.
Well, in my opinion, it was on the play. As I mentioned earlier, they're letting them play. It's been a pretty rough game, and that may have just been finally over the line for the ref. But again, we don't have a clear indication of who that call is on.
So CC DePino, another set play here for the Spartans as they look to do something with it. Abby Meneses and CC around the ball. CC really is the kind of almost the point guard of the team.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. She does. She brings the ball up the court, so to speak.
And there's a shot off the wall, and that's out of bounds. So the Spartans will have their fourth corner of the game. Capital yet to have a corner kick. And the Spartans will send 9 into the box as Sassower looks to start the play here. And she's going to boot it into the center, and there's a head on it by Bannock, and it goes off. Katie Rischel fighting for it, but cleared by Capital and knocked out of bounds. Good opportunity there on a nice corner kick by Sassower, but unfortunately for the Spartans, actually that was Kaylee Gutman who got a head on it, not Bannock. My apologies. 50-50 ball. Abby gets a foot on it. Mackenzie Mueller fighting for it. Back to Katie Rischel. Katie stays with it. And gets it to off. Looks like it went off Molly. Actually, that was off CC DePino. So it's a goal kick for Capital. Eric, I want to go back to the sort of potential power of the UAA as a conference, just given, as you mentioned, so many of the UAA schools are top-tier research universities. And, you know, it was interesting also you had mentioned kind of the new ACC and Stanford and others sort of flying across country. I mean, our kids have been flying, granted, in the East Coast, but, you know, really our kids are getting exposure to New York City, Chicago, Atlanta, playing against these top-tier schools. How important do you think our UAA membership is in not just athletics, but when you sort of think about the university and where we sit in the world?
Yeah, you know, in higher education, we talk a lot about peer groups, about schools that are similar to us and how we interact with them, and frankly, how we compare and compete with them. So it does matter, and having you know, a conference that includes the University of Chicago, NYU, Emory, Washington University, and in St. Louis, Rochester, Brandeis, Carnegie Mellon. It's a pretty good neighborhood.
So heading down the field, Sid Schenk with the ball. Sid looking to make a move. She's got help in the center, and it goes through. Case still looking. Katie Rischel puts a boot on it. Good opportunity there by the Spartans they don't take advantage of. Katie keeps it in, and there's a left foot, and it's easily saved by Alfred. Yeah, I was down last week in Atlanta for an alumni event and had the chance to visit Emory's campus and talk to their entrepreneurship folks. I'm actually going to be in New York next week for an event and meeting with NYU's head of their entrepreneurship center. And just in my little world of sort of running an entrepreneurship center or institute, I mean, many of these peers in the UAA that have strong research that they're looking to commercialize and strong students, it's just a great network.
No, it absolutely is, and you know, opportunities for students who are, you know, doing an undergraduate degree at one of them and then a graduate or professional degree at another. You know, particularly, it's a draw for our medical school, and you know, again, just a group from which you can learn and share best practices.
You know, it's funny. I was at WashU probably last year or the year before, and was hosted by their entrepreneurship center, judged a competition, and as sort of a gift at the end of the thing, they took me to the bookstore, and they're like, "Oh, we'd love you to have something from WashU." And because of my sports allegiance, like I actually didn't want anything. I'm like, no, I can't wear any WashU gear on campus, which is fun. I don't think people often think of us like maybe the competitiveness of a Big Ten, but it really does feel that way. I mean, I don't want to wash you gear on campus.
Well, we put a Blue Friday in place, and we want faculty, staff, and students to wear case blue to work on Friday, and we've had a really good positive response to it. And somebody suggested that what we actually should do is a T-shirt trade-in opportunity. So you bring us a T-shirt from some other place, and we'll give you a brand
Perfect.
new case one. So
Exactly.
stay tuned for that.
I like it. All right, Molly with the ball, looking to create, gets it in the middle, still knocked around, and Molly gets a boot on it, hits it off the defender, still trying to penetrate, and it's weakly hit to the goaltender. So Case with some opportunities here. 35 minutes to go in the game. Spartans up 1-0. And a 1-0 lead is still tenuous. It just takes one Capital goal to knot things up here. And there's some whistles. There's going to be some substitutes on the Capital side of the ball. There's two new substitutes. Checking out for Capital are Rachel Austin and didn't see who checked in for them. There's the ball goes back to Gutman. Gutman plays it back to Maggie. Maggie kicks it to Bannock. To Kat. So two first-year students on the back line for the Spartans. Molly Shama with the ball. Molly looking ahead for Mackenzie Mueller, but it goes back to the keeper. So this is all before the UAA season starts, Eric. That's really last year the UAA sent, I believe, 7 teams of the 8 in the conference to the NCAA. So we have one of the strongest sports conferences in Division III across sports, but certainly in women's soccer.
Yeah, but also across sports too. I think we sent 5 or 6 to the men's basketball tournament. It's a highly competitive conference, which is just terrific. I mean, you want a level playing field. You want to go out and need to compete and have a chance to win every time. And in Division III, that's not always the case. There are the haves and have-nots, and we're very fortunate to be where we are.
So Kat with the ball. Plays it in the box. Good play by the Capital defense who kicks it out. Just looking ahead at the Spartans schedule, they'll play Wednesday in Erie, Pennsylvania next week at Penn State Behrend. Then at Wittenberg in Springfield, Ohio on the 28th. Springfield in the news quite a bit these days. The Spartans will be down there playing at Wittenberg as Katie Rischel with the ball. Knocked down, and there's DePino gets knocked down in the box. No whistle there. No, Spartan fans did not like that. As DePino gets out, Mackenzie Mueller gets up. Rischel's going to try to chase it down before it goes out of bounds. And the Capital team saying it was out of bounds, and the ref follows them. And then on October 5th, the UAA season starts. NYU, number 18 in the country, coming to DiSanto Field on October the 5th. At Rochester, number 7 in the country, at Emory first on October 13th. Number 13, Rochester, number 7 in the country, coming to DiSanto Field on October 19th. At the University of Chicago, number 25 on October 25th, my birthday. And then number 1 in the country, Eric, Wash U in the UAA, October 27th in St. Louis. And then finally, Brandeis here, number 23 in the country, November 3rd, and Carnegie Mellon here, number 6 in the country. So the entire UAA is ranked in the top 20 this year so far.
Yeah, it's a stacked conference for sure, and but Michael, that is why they play the games, right? We'll see how this all sorts out. And we're in I think, a very good position. These sort of pre-conference games give everybody a chance to warm up and sort themselves out, and hopefully in our case begin to get some offense to click a little bit.
So just looking at the women's rankings here. So Wash U #1, Amherst, MIT's 4, Rochester 7, Emory 13, we're 15, NYU 18. Tufts University Jumbos, where my daughter is, 21. So yeah, between us and the NESCAC, quite a few teams in the top of the rankings. Oh, and they get Capital knocked down, no call, and now it's a late whistle there as Molly Shama is whistled. So set play here for Capital is Taylor Duff. We'll actually pass it off. It'll be Taylor Markham who will take the kick for Capital. Markham's a junior, one of the crew out of Ghana, Ohio. Markham with a good ball in the box. It's knocked around. Oh, and a great save by Maggie. Still fighting for it, and it's going to be kicked out. Maggie Storty comes up big for the Spartans.
What a play.
Very dangerous play, and Maggie aggressively came up.
Well, it was a dangerous soccer play and dangerous play for our goalie, too. You get down on the ground with those feet moving around. Not always a good thing.
CC DePino gets knocked down, getting a bit frustrated. It's a little chippy out there, Eric. Gutman with the ball. Played back to Katie Rischel.
Yeah, it has been that way most of the day. There's more contact here than I might expect to see.
Out of bounds, Capital ball. So Capital showing a little bit of life here. Only down 1-0 here. Just under the 30-minute mark remaining in the second half. Oh, gosh, and there's just a no call. What is that? They're going to call it on us, apparently, on a SAS hour. She just got bowled over. So Spartans up 1-0. Lucky to avoid giving up a goal to Capital on the last possession as Maggie Storty came out aggressively to make a good save. There's a ball in the box, knocked out by Bannock. Meneses gets a foot on it. Sid Schenk just kicks it out of bounds.
Do that all over again.
Capital throws it in. Good aggressive defense. Mackenzie Mueller gets it. So Capital with a bit more pep in their step here in the second half, I would say, as they look to try to knot the score. Double team by the Spartans, and here they go up on offense. CC DePino with a nice ball as Sid Schenk sprints up the side. Sydney to Molly Shama. Molly trying to turn, and she gets knocked down, and that's going to be, I think, a penalty.
I think so. I think she wasn't knocked down, Michael. I think pulled to the ground would be a better description.
Capital can't believe it, but that's going to be a free kick for the Spartans. Molly Shama gets knocked down in the box, and I believe CC DePino will be taking it. CC with 2 goals on the year. Capital fans don't like it. Hear the booing. The boo birds are out.
Hear the boo birds.
At least one guy booing.
Well, I think it was a good call, and glad to see it. The temperature's getting a little hot here, and you don't want to see things get out of control.
So DePino puts it on the spot. Wait for the whistle to play it. Alford bouncing around back there. Here's the whistle as DePino approaches. And it's a goal! CC DePino and the Spartans are up 2-0.
Very nice ball, too. Right in the corner of the net. About as far away from the goalie as she could put it in. It was a fast kick, so nice job. Up 2-0. Everybody breathes a little easier.
There we go. The CWRU case cheer, Eric. could be catching on. We were just talking about kind of given our history and the merger of two universities, we're never quite sure how we should be cheering for ourselves. Just let the people decide, I guess.
I think that's a people's choice thing for sure.
So Cat knocks it out of bounds. So 2-0 here. Spartans on top. 27 minutes to go. Michael Goldberg and Eric Kaler here in the booth. Pleasure to be with you on this beautiful day. Senior day here as the Spartans taking on their neighbors to the south at Capital University. A couple of substitutions, and there's a Welker's pass to Carolyn Couturis. Couturis puts it in, and it's just on the side of the net. Capital's looking for an offsides call, which they didn't get, so Carol Couturis had a chance, but just couldn't sneak it past the goal there as it's out of bounds.
Yeah, and she didn't really have help in the middle, so that was a good drive, but couldn't really see a way to finish that.
Checking into the game is Taylor Brackett. Brackett scored the first Spartan goal, her first collegiate goal in the first half, as Molly Shama, who was knocked down and awarded a penalty kick, which DePino converted. We'll check out. Cat with the ball, aggressively taking it down the field, looking for help, and finds Brackett on the wing. Brackett with the ball, double teamed, back to Cat. Oh, a nice move there as Cat hits it with the left foot in the box, and that's Welker, but it's corralled by Capital. Katie Rischel gets a foot on it. Back to Gutman. Gutman looking for help. Ball, and Carol Couturis can't get ahead on it, and it's going to be tracked down. Ooh, almost knocked out of bounds by the goalkeeper, but Alfred corrals it. So 26 minutes to go. Spartans up 2-0. Good head ball by Cat, but Capital retains possession. So that's Welker on the front line for the Spartans. Mueller is out there. Comes Capital with the ball as they put it weakly on goal, and Maggie easily picks it up. It's fun having so many of the parents here for senior day. Eric, I know you mentioned next weekend is parents and family weekend on campus. I know I have quite a few folks in town. Anything you look forward to in particular about parents weekend?
Well, it's just non-stop activities for us. We've got a lot of different opportunities for parents and families, and particularly for the families of the first-year students. It's a special time to come back and see their student, and we enjoy celebrating with them.
Well, I'll be back for Case soccer fans. I'll be on the call next Saturday. My color man is going to be busy with all of his parents. I'll be here for a men's soccer game, which I'm looking forward to next Saturday at 1 o'clock. As Brackett has the ball to Welker. Still fighting for it as Cat, and it stays in bounds, and Gutman possesses it. Easy to spot with her hot red shoes there.
Yeah, those may come with batteries. Those are pretty bright, shiny shoes.
Welker with the ball in the middle. Marina Morris tried to chase it down, but Capital has it. It's a number of Case substitutes, just like in the first half. Mueller with the ball, a nice nifty move. Finds some help on the back line with Katie Rischel. Rischel passes it across the field to Cat. Good left foot in the middle of the field to Welker. Welker with the ball, double teamed, still with the ball, nice move, looking for help, still fighting, triple teamed, gets it in the middle, and it's saved by Alford. Oh, nice job by Abby Welker to keep that alive, and Carol Couturis was there, but couldn't put it in.
It is very difficult to get Welker off the ball. She's walking a little gingerly, though. Pretty good hit.
Gutman gets a head on it, and Katie Rischel then kicks it up. Nice play there by Morris. Morris gets it to Brackett. Brackett taking it down the field and weakly hits it out. It's going to be a goal kick. 3 substitutes coming in for Capital. And it looks like there's going to be a timeout on the field. So both teams will huddle up. 2-0 here as the Spartans. And Eric, one thing on our way down, we saw the what was once the old, what was it, Yost dorms being taken down for the new ISEB, and really exciting project on our campus.
We're very excited about this. This is a interdisciplinary science and engineering building, just under 200,000 square feet of laboratory space, $300 million project. So it's expensive to build high quality research laboratory space, and we're going to build a lot of it. It's overdue. We need more space for our faculty to do the groundbreaking and life-saving research that they do. We're excited to have a official groundbreaking, although we've broken a lot of ground already, as you saw, next month, and then plan to cut the ribbon and open it in the fall of 2026 as a significant part of our celebration of our bicentennial.
That's going to be amazing. I mean, for those that are not familiar with Cleveland or sort of where we sit, I mean, we're in University Circle, and I think what that building will give us, in addition to just the amazing ways that our faculty can collaborate, is like a nice entrance to the city. I mean, for just the way the architecture was designed, we were sort of closed. So we have a beautiful quad, but I think that among the things that are going to be great about that building is sort of a welcoming path for the community to kind of enter the university.
Yeah, that will be a nice front door, which is something we really lack now. The Case Quad is a well-kept secret if you're driving down Martin Luther King Boulevard, the adjacent street. So we plan to fix that.
So goal kick for Capital. Morris gets a head on it. Knocked away by Capital. Cat puts a head on it there, and it gets it to Brackett. Brackett with the ball, still looking for some help as she gets it to Morris, to Welker. The defender, Cat, makes a run. Back to Welker. Welker puts it on goal, and it just eludes the goaltender out of bounds. Another play by Welker. Welker, a really good playmaker, with DePino going out right now. Abby Welker really playing that strong midfield role, helping create offense.
Yeah, and that was a great, strong kick.
So Welker, coming into today, had an assist and picked up her second assist on the year on the goal by Taylor Brackett. It's a little over 20 minutes in the ball game. A goal by Brackett in the first half and a penalty kick by CC DePino here in the second half, giving Case a 2-0 lead. Welker with the ball, knocked away by Capital. And Grace Estes with the ball. Nice run down the right sideline here. And it's knocked into the box, but Maggie Storty corrals it. And she's going to take her time. So Eric, have you had a chance to see the Spartans play on the road in any of your visits? I know sometimes your alumni visits are tied to.
Yeah, I have, and I love to do it. It's just a great atmosphere at our games. So last year we were just as you were down at Emory on a alumni event, and watched our men's and women's basketball teams play in their very large gymnasium.
So Estes with the ball. Good hustle there by Gutman. Estes still fighting for it for Capital, but knocked away and out of bounds by Cat. It's going to be a throw-in for Capital. There's going to be some more substitutions coming in for Capital. Lindsay Elliott. So we've got Lizzie Elliott, a junior out of Dublin, Ohio, is checking in to the game. Capital looking for some spark here. Throw in, and there's a handball by Capital. Everyone saw it, and as well as the referee.
Yeah, and this one the referee called, which is terrific. That was Rachel Austin, a senior.
And Katie Rischel with the ball. In the middle to Morris. To Cat. To
Nice play, nice.
Sid Schenk, who's back in the game, to Taylor Brackett. Brackett making a nice run. Kicks it with the left, looking for help. Knocked away. Cat with the ball. Looking for help. There's Mackenzie Mueller. Mackenzie passes it across to Abby Meneses. Abby on the wing to Katie Rischel, to Carol Couturis. Carol fighting for it, and it's going to be a goal kick. So Sid Schenk back in the game on senior day. Yeah, it was interesting. I got to know Sid. I mentioned at this fellowship, it's always, our student athletes are so busy. And they're awesome because in many ways, like, our best students are our busiest students, but it's really challenging sometimes to work around athletic schedules. So it was really awesome to have her in a fellowship because it involved travel. And, I think kudos to our coaches that sort of try to make this all work. I mean, they're students first, but their athletic commitments are significant. So it's interesting at D3. I don't know what your perspective is and sort of watching these student athletes trying to make all these things work.
Yeah, it's really very different than it is in most Division I programs where the athletic responsibilities are so heavy that the opportunity to really both even dive deeply into a major, much less do the kind of extracurricular things you described, is very difficult.
There's a push against Mueller, was pushed down by her counterpart, number 11, Macy Sayer. And there's going to be that whistle. 17 minutes to go in the game. Abby with the ball, back to Katie. Katie looking to put it in the middle, and it's corralled by the goaltender.
Another advantage of the D3 model is student athletes that are truly significantly involved in academics is just the list of majors. If you run your finger down this team, we have 5 biomedical engineers, 3 mechanical engineers, 3 neuroscientists, 2 nutritional biologists, computational science, data science, etc. These are real majors, and these are terrific, athletically accomplished students that we're very proud of.
And I will say, just having taught student athletes for a number of years, like, it's interesting. Like, I've got one of the best players on the baseball team, Nick Harms, is in my seminar this fall. And, like, he emailed me this summer to tell me he was going to miss a class well in advance. I mean, just like the discipline that I think our student athletes have, like, they're just looking ahead, they're communicative because they're used to having conflicts. And, I think that just goes so far in life. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a faculty member in a class or it's in a work setting. It's just like, I feel like it's not only our student athletes, but our student athletes are just so good at making it all work and communicating with their coaches and their faculty because they just are super busy.
Well, and the coaches do such a wonderful job, really across the board here. I'm very impressed with our coaching staff. To a person, they're focused on the success of the student as a human being, not just as an athlete, and that's.
And here comes Capital And there's a shot on goal, and it is docked in. And they were looking for an offsides call, and that's a goal for Capital. Gutman was looking for an offsides call, which did not come. So Capital is on the board.
Yeah, that was
Grace Estes sprinting down the field. I didn't see who knocked it in for Capital.
22.
Number 22, thank you. That would be Rachel Austin, their leading scorer, gets the goal. So Capital is on the board. Miscommunication on the back line there.
yeah, and a bit of a jailbreak too on Capital's side. Way too many people around the goal to defend.
I know Maggie likes, I think they call it a clean sheet when you don't give up a goal. So I know she'll be disappointed, but still 2-1 advantage for the Spartans as they were coasting along. Now CeCe DePino back in the ballgame for the Spartans. Oh, and it just over the top there. Nice attempt by Taylor Brackett, who scored earlier. And the Capital fans have a little bit of life here. And Brackett is going to take a seat as Molly Shama comes back into the game for the Spartans.
14 minutes left, plenty of time for Capital to score again, and hopefully actually time for us to score a little breather goal.
Goal kick by Alford, and Carol Katuris gets it, and she sprints down, looks in the center, and Molly tries to get it, but knocked away. Morris with it. Morris looking for help, back to Abby. Abby to Gutman. Gutman up ahead to CeCe. CeCe with the ball to Sid Shank. Still Case maintains possession. Spartans were coasting, but now it's 1-goal game here with 13 minutes to go. Caitlin Schultze back into the game, a first-year student out of Hilliard, Ohio. Case takes it away. Kicks it downfield. Molly Shama making a run, but the goaltender comes way out and does a nice job with a good boot. CeCe DePino now double teamed, looking for help. Is going to pass it back to Gutman. Passes it up to Molly. Just a little too much there on that pass. It's going to be a goal or a throw in for Capital. Throw in. Gutman gets it up. Capital retains possession as Sid tries to chase it down for the Spartans. And Capital saves it. Good defense there on the offensive side of the ball by Carolyn Katuris. Gutman gets it. Just off Sid's foot as Alford chases it down. 12 minutes to go in the game. Spartans up 2-1. Some traffic at midfield. Nice play by Kat. Gutman with just a little too much on that ball, out of bounds to Capital. Spartan defense, with the exception of that 1 goal by Capital, has been very strong. Capital with it at midfield. Abby Burgett with the ball. Good play by CeCe to Morris. Morris with a nice touch ahead to Sid Shank. Sid with a shot on goal, saved by Alford. Boots it ahead, taken away by Morris. Capital with possession. Down the wing, Katie Rischel on defense. Oh, nice play by Katie. Capital maintains possession. CC kicks it away. Sid comes up. Sid with the ball to Morris. Morris to CC. Look for CC to create here. CC's double team. Passes it ahead to Molly Shama. Molly shot over the crossbar. Nice play there by the Spartans, Eric.
Keeping their goalie busy for sure, but I haven't found a sweet spot just yet. But with this much pressure, it feels like it's just a matter of time.
So Morris and Sid Schenkel take a seat. Checking back in are, I believe, Welker and Mackenzie Mueller. Oh, and there's Welker with the ball. Katie comes up. Oh, and a nice play by Kat. Carroll gets the ball taken away. So just at the 10-minute mark. And there's a whistle against Abby Meneses, one of the seniors honored here today. Just 10 minutes to go. Capital pushing it up, sending a lot of their team in the box, trying to get a goal. And there's a shot that weakly rolls out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Spartans. Maggie passes it out to Katie Rischel on the right-hand side. Ball's knocked away. Spartan ball. Katie Rischel will throw it in. Katie throws it in. It looks like that's Molly. Or no, that's Welker with the ball. Welker double teamed, knocks someone down, and they're going to call it on Welker for a push. You expect the Spartans to play a little bit more defensive-minded here as in the last 9 minutes of the game, Eric?
Well, I certainly would hope so, but you also got to let them play, and if they get a chance to push up, they should push up. But you got to nurse a one-goal lead. They pretty much know how to do that.
50-50 ball knocked away. CC is there, Abby's there, but Capital comes away with it. Here they come the other way. It's Grace Estes with the ball, knocks it in the middle. Good play there by Kat, who knocks it away. And there goes Molly Shama. Oh, she's not able to keep it in, but it's going to be, hold on a second. Whose ball? Substitution is Carroll is substituted for. Taylor Brackett back in the game. It's going to be a Spartan throw-in. Molly with a good head ball up to Welker. Welker back to Molly. Taken away by Capital. Good fight by the Spartans. Abby at the defensive midfield. Back to Capital. 7 minutes and 46 seconds to go. Spartans are up 2-1. Booted into the Spartan end. Katie Rischel making a run for it and wisely just knocks it out of bounds. There by Rischel. Capital puts a boot on it, and Maggie wisely grabs it and falls to the ground, taking every second she can off that clock, Eric.
Oh, yep, she sure is. Advantage of having a senior goalkeeper. Really can understand what she needs to do. You know, good seniors, but at the other end of the spectrum, you really have to be encouraged by the play of at least two of the freshmen today, Brockett and Welker. Uh, First-year students really doing a good job for us.
It's so interesting to see the impact. I mean, they're playing high school soccer last year, and now they're playing at the collegiate level, which is great to see. So the Spartans, good job there by Cece, keeping it alive, working it around two players, puts it on goal and saved. So Cece DePino, a little bit of magic there. And Kat gets a foot on it. Molly can't get there, so it's going to be capital throw-in. So just we're at the 6-minute mark to go in the game. Every second seems sort of long for the Spartans as they try to get this win here on senior day. Bearing down.
Oh, nice takeaway, nice takeaway.
Welker comes away with it. Double team. Welker still with the ball. Good hustle. Welker being pushed in the back. Welker still with the ball. Passes it back to Mackenzie on the wing to Molly. Molly with the ball. Puts it on goal. And it's off the post.
Oh, my goodness.
Great shot by Molly. No one there to follow it up. But what a wonderful attempt there by Molly Shama.
That ball bent. Another inch it would have been in.
Gutman with the header. Goes to Capital. Capital looking to create something here as they get it down. Knocked away by Bannock. Cece with the ball on the wing to Taylor. Back to Cece. Back to Taylor. Taylor's going to make a run. Kicked away by Capital. 4:38 to go in the game. Upfield to Abby. Back to Taylor. To Cece. Nice possession, but it goes to Capital. So Coach Johnson keeping aggressive on the offensive end. In some ways, the best defense is a good offense, Eric.
Well, that is what they say, and it's working for us right now. Here's a little breakaway by Capital.
So Estes with the ball, and that's going to go over the crossbar.
That was about as close to offside as you could get if that had gone in.
Some fresh legs into Capital as 3:47 to go in the game. As Maggie Storty's going to play it to Katie Rischel. Bound to Cece. Capital keeps it in. And Welker tries to chase it down. Here's good hustle by Molly Shama. Molly hustling all over the field, and now she has the ball. A good fight for it against Ari Pelletier. Gutman with it, and a good job there. It looks like she was turned around a bit. Just smart to just get it out of bounds. Estes with the ball. Knocked away by Kat. Pelletier with the ball. Oh, and a good job there by the case defender Mueller to sort of get in front of it. There's Welker, and it's knocked out, and it's going to be a case throw. Trust me, they'll be taking their time. A new substitute coming into the game. Abby will take a seat. So checking in is Peyton Kyle out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Cat with the throw in to Welker. Welker to Mackenzie. Cece has it. They're going to kick it down the field to Molly. It's just a little too strong. 2:36 to go. Spartans keeping the pressure on. What's a Spartan throw? Okay. Spartan throw.
Must have gone off a Capital player, and I didn't see it either.
Cece gets a foot on it. As Mackenzie Mueller comes up. Capital goes down. Nice job there by Gutman. The middle of the field. And here comes Capital. Oh, and a nice play by Taylor Kyle just into the game. CC fighting for it. And Estes with it for Capital. Working against Cat. Gets by one defender, puts it in the middle. And it's a boot on goal and a save by Maggie. Good save, you know, for his great. Maggie's only 5'6". She actually looks a little shaken up. That was a dangerous play, Eric.
Yeah, she hit the pole pretty hard. So I don't know if she bumped her head or not, but she sure took a hit. But very good play on goal.
Maggie boots it down. Welker making a chase. Knocked out of bounds, and trust me, they're going to wait. They'll take their time on this possession, or maybe not, as they get it into Welker. Oh, she's knocked down, and there's a whistle. Under a minute to go. And here's a set piece for the Spartans. They will take every moment they can to keep this in the possession, but with under a minute to go, and the Spartans with possession, looking good here for the senior day win. Taylor Brackett with the ball, just sort of playing around with it, trying to keep it down there, and there's going to get a goal kick. Just 29 seconds to go. Alford's going to cook it 20 seconds, and there's a goal kick. Good head ball. Brackett with it. I'm just going to try to keep that possession. And there's Cat, puts it down. Just under 10 seconds to go. And Eric with the Alford with the ball. That will do it. So a bit of a nail biter here at DiSanto Field, but the Spartans prevail on senior day with goals from Taylor Brackett, her first as a collegiate player here at Case Western Reserve, and a penalty from CC DePino. A late goal from Capital made it 2-1, but the Spartans gutted out and win today 2-1.
Nice to see. The win, of course, always what you want to have happen, but several encouraging things. Really, I think, strong play by the first-year players, great goal play, and CC is, as you say, the point guard. She brings that ball up and puts it in place for her teammates. So I think a lot of very positive things to take away from this game, and a lot of positive things to look forward to as we roll into the UAA season and begin to host what feels like most of the ranked teams in the country to DiSanto Field. We'll see. It's been fun working with you, Michael.
It's been fun. Well, Eric, on behalf of our broadcasting squad, Michael Goldberg and Eric Kaler and Karen Kaler, thank you for joining us up here and contributing your insights. It's wonderful to be here. Look forward to being back in the booth for a future game. Thanks to Eddie and John and the team for letting us have this opportunity to broadcast. So with that, final score at DiSanto Field, Case Western Reserve University 2, Capital University 1. Thanks for being with us. Have a great day, everybody.